You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have the present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
You good, dudes? You good? Oh my gosh. What a way to start a stream. Abellis, thank you so freaking much. Thank you so much. As if you were gifted by Abellis, please say thank you. Welcome everybody to the Guardians of Firelight. Katia, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Oh, that warrants a second one. Let me move that out of the way so that you guys can see that. I'm so excited. I cannot contain my.
I know. I just went live on my channel now as well because
Good.
I added my destination on yours. So I literally just because I've been waiting. I was waiting for you.
I'm sorry. Next time, you guys. I don't care what I'm doing. Call me.
Like I got told that you were taking a day off, so I was respecting that, and I'm like,
I don't respect it ever. Never respect that. Never respect that. Everybody's live about this, huh? Okay. So I at first it was kind of like let's just talk about whatever. But Bryan Kohberger, 30 years old, pled guilty. He's going to plead guilty to all counts related to the November 13th, 2022 murders of the University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Santa Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin under a plea agreement that spares him the death penalty and gives him 4 consecutive life sentences with no parole, including waiving all rights to appeal. I don't know what you believe in, but whatever it is, it's good. Yes. Whatever it is so good. It is so good.
I mean, it's absolutely blow. I was asleep and I started noticing my phone going light a lot, and I was like, what's going on? And then I saw something about BK having a plea deal, and I was like, what in the world is going on? So I mean, it's just super wild. It's I'm like,
I can't even I've typed in both. I was like, oh, we both said you were all forgiven. You knew that piece of shit was guilty. All of us did.
We all knew. Yeah,
you guys are so great. So the plea deal was communicated to the victims' families in a letter from the prosecutors stating it was going to guarantee a conviction to avoid decades of appeals. A change of plea hearing is set for July the 2nd, and the sentencing, I can't even talk, is just expected that same day, like right afterwards. It's almost too good to be true, right?
I know, right?
Oh, okay, let me go over here and say hi to people in the chat because I'm being so rude. I know there's so many amazing people in chat already. And then I know everybody's live about this, and I'm going to try my best not to cry, but I'm not going to guarantee it.
Yeah.
What a freaking awesome way to wake up. 10 members away from 1,000, Katya. 10
you can do. I saw that as well. I was like, you can do it. I was like, yes.
I can't even. Okay, let's see here. Let me go back up to the top here. Abellis is here with us again. Lovely Abellis. Thank you so much.
Hi, Abellis.
If you were gifted your membership from Abellis, please make sure that you thank her personally. Yes. If you want to come up and thank her, you're welcome to do so.
Absolutely.
Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie. Rubber's here. Hannah's here. Of course, Katya's here.
Hey, Rubber, I thought you were asleep.
She's waiting on groceries. Cindy from sunny South Florida. My lovely Cindy. You are so awesome. Appreciate you being here with us. Let's see, Katya.
Oh, by the way, this is the very last minute dual stream, so I'm live on my part as well.
You sure are. Is anybody over there? Say hi. Ava's here. Yes. Hi, Ava. Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. Teresa, you were shocked. I'm shocked too. I didn't expect him to plead Anna.
I think Abellis fell on the button again on your channel.
Abellis. Did you? While I was over here saying hi. Hi, Ava. Walmart delivery. Peace. Oh, Lori, I love that name. I'm here thanks to Abellis as well. We're all here
Yeah,
thanks to Abellis.
I think
You'll
yeah.
you'll be here in a minute. Okay. Oh, Abellis, thank you so much. Thank you so freaking much. What am I going to celebrate? Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying not to be too animated. I have been feeling like utter shit today. I'm not gonna lie. I have been so under the weather today. Uh, just
I'm so
like
sorry.
physically. You fell on that button. I can't. It's such a long road for these families.
I
They've been
know, but
brought
they're not
out.
happy
They've been
though.
like put through the ringer. It's just everything. Let me say thank you, Joe
I
Bellis,
know, but they are
properly.
not happy. They are right. They are not happy at all. The family, yo,
You
the
have to
family is.
show me. You have to show me. Hold on. Let me say thank you too. Don't you bring me down, girl. Oh, girl. So okay, so don't tell me too much. Let me show you what I saw first and how I. So you guys were all messaging me on Discord. Thank you for that. I'm always grateful for that. But let me see here. Let me put you guys over here so I can see you. Hi, Aftermath. You shh. You know I already done woke you up over there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get told off soon because I'm probably gonna call wake up garden bot. So
Oh, Garden Bot. Wake up and say hi, Garden Bot. So,
it
okay, so this is what I saw first, and I'm going to share this and drop this person in here. This is what I saw.
All right, y'all. I got breaking news. It is 6:28 p.m. June 30th of 2025. I have this news brief from 13 minutes ago.
We have breaking news. The Monroe County native accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students has accepted a plea deal. Newswatch 16 Stacy Lang is with us to explain. Stacy, what can you tell us at this hour?
Yep. So Bryan Kohberger has accepted a plea deal.
Scott, this news breaking just minutes before the beginning of this newscast. So this is the information we have so far. Bryan Kohberger, the Monroe County native, who's accused of stabbing and killing 4 University of Idaho students to death in their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho, back in 2022. You probably have heard much about the case so far. We've been talking about it here on Newswatch 16. It has been covered extensively in the national news. Bryan,
I didn't cover much of this case, but I do know a lot about it.
Kohberger has accepted a plea deal. ABC News has confirmed that information through a letter that was sent to the families of all 4 of those victims. That letter says that Bryan Kohberger will plead guilty to all of the charges against him. That includes 4 counts of first-degree murder for which he was facing potentially the death penalty. This guilty plea, he will accept 4 consecutive life sentences.
So that's going to take the death penalty off the table. Is that why he's doing this?
Will agree to serve the rest of his life in prison, taking the death penalty off the table. Now, what we know now is that Kohberger is expected in court in 2 days on July 2nd to go over the terms of this plea deal. We'll learn a lot more then. There was news in this case coming out just today. Our own Emily Kress was in Monroe County Court as 7 different people are being called from Monroe County were going to serve or testify rather in this trial in Idaho that was set to begin in about 6 weeks. We were there for those hearings today. This plea deal that we're just learning about now would now make those subpoenas null and void, and also avoids for Kohberger the death penalty, and for those victims' families the potential of going through a trial that was set to continue through at least November.
So he's admitting that he did all this and pleading guilty to take the death penalty off of the table, in my opinion.
We're just learning the details of this plea deal now, Scott, so we'll have much more to talk about tonight on Newswatch 16 and tomorrow as well.
I'm wondering what allegedly is fixing to say. Let's see what she says.
We'll be covering that if you guys want to come hang out on July 2nd. For tomorrow, Stephen Stearns is due in court for a hearing, and I will be covering that. I am live Monday through Saturday at 1:30 Eastern Standard. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.
If anybody who doesn't know, that's allegedly speculating.
Yeah, I
That is
mean,
my
who's
partner
not
in
going to cover
crime.
that hearing?
Everybody needs to cover that hearing. I'll probably go live with allegedly if she'll allow me to do that. We will see. We will see as that comes across. Um, oh my gosh. So you were saying
Yeah.
you don't think the families are happy?
No, they've been posting on social media saying they are not happy at
Show
all.
me. Show
Hang on,
me.
I'm trying to find it again.
Cowardly
'Cause
ghoul. Yes.
um,
Yes. But I will say we have watched this happen like over time. Like this is one of the it's not one of the cases that brought me to true crime, but it is one of the cases that I followed extensively when I got here. And
so
then hi
yeah,
Sherry. So good to see you. I saw Lois come in. Hi Lois. I hope we get more details too. I mean, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Share Barry. Who else? I know I saw somebody come in.
yeah. So I saw
Alchemist.
on the Facebook, on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call, of Pretty Lies and Alibis, saying from the Facebook of the Gonzalez family page, that reads, "It's true. We are beyond furious that the state of Idaho they have failed us. Please give us some time. This was unexpected. We appreciate all your love and support." So that's on the Facebook page of one of the families.
Hi Tracy.
Hi Tracy. I was just trying to write that down.
So we're dual streaming Abella, so we're on both my channel and Katya's channel. So if you say hi,
You
she could definitely see you.
yeah,
Thank you.
we are both on both channels. You are my channel, True Crime Addict 8, and Zio. So yeah.
So let me get this straight. So the Gonsalves family is not happy because it was
No.
unexpected and they wanted to
They
drag this
didn't
out through court, or they wanted to see him
they
shot in a
probably
firing
wanted to see
squad.
him, probably, yeah. I think the latter. Yes.
I mean, give a million people that I can think of 5 minutes alone in a room with this man,
Oh yeah.
especially right at this moment where he's been denied, and
And
now
now
it's
just
nope, I
comes.
did it. I did it, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't want to die. Like I'm scared to die.
Like,
And
I'm
on the,
sorry, but that's a coward move, in my opinion. It's just
I'd be scared to death. What are you talking about? I don't want to die by firing squad, no matter who I killed. That's just my opinion. I
but for
don't.
someone that like maintained his innocence from day one, and now it comes all the thing. Oh no, actually, like literally chicken out before the trial comes on. Oh no, actually, I'm gonna play guilty.
I mean, don't you
Like,
think he wanted to see if being the student, the law student that he was, he wanted to see if they could prove it before he decided to be like, "Yep, they can prove it. I give up."
yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. And Teresa, I agree. I can't imagine the family shock when they were heard this. I hopefully they had the decency of telling the families, um, before they went with the breaking news all over the place. Because
Well, it
this
said
is
it
just
came from the prosecutor's office in a letter. So hopefully the case, yeah, it caught me because he used a Marine Corps K-bar. That is part of the reason that it caught me. I was like, I had to go and investigate this K-bar. And then of course, whenever we did the live with allegedly speculating, we had Jeff in the chat. I believe his name was Jeff, who did extensive research on the car and the K-bar. And
mm,
it was such a joy to do the live and so many people that were on the same in the same mind space of this guy did it. We know he did it. It's just a matter of getting him in here and making
yeah,
him prove it. So, Hannah,
exactly.
I meant to say thank you for the 3 months. I can't believe 90 days. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days to be hanging out with me. Abella says 6 months. I didn't even know I had been monetized 6 months.
Wow,
I didn't
that's
even know.
crazy, girl.
I didn't even know. Abella's OMG. You'd outdo it,
Finally.
Hannah. Amazon clicks did it for me. Yeah, yeah. There's
I
so
mean,
much
it's just
evidence in the case.
I
It's
know,
overwhelming
right?
evidence in the case.
There's so much going on, and like this case is just wild, and all of a sudden it just ends like this. I think a lot of people are gonna find that like, uh, it's a little bit incomplete. It's abrupt
Right,
ending.
right. I mean, I think it's one of those things where there are no winners, obviously.
Oh no,
Bryan
never.
Kohberger and his family are going to be impacted for ever.
Oh yeah,
The
it's
families of the
absolutely
victims are going to be impacted forever. There's no way to get their loved ones back. But dying on
yeah.
the sword for vengeance is also not, to me, is not a way to go. That's just my opinion. Dying on the sword for vengeance is not. It's not going to bring their kids back. Also, I need to learn how to spell, so I'll change that after the live. Please,
Yeah.
it's not spelled with an E. Okay? Don't let me do that no more.
What? Oh yeah, bleedy.
Pleady. There we go.
Uh,
Okay,
I
now that's
can't
update.
spell
That's
either. I never can spell, and then now I can't sleep. Um, it's one
who
o'clock
could
in the morning.
who could
It's
sleep during this?
no one. It's half
So
1
much going
a.m.
on.
for me, and I'm like wide awake. To be fair, it is a little bit too hot over here right now. So
You
yeah,
didn't miss anybody. Oh, it's hot in Texas too. It's hot in
yeah, you
Texas
can
too.
keep your heat. Thank you very much. But anyway,
Britta's here. That's who I meant to say hi to. Britta. Britta, how is your papa?
yeah, Brady's yeah. So
How's your papa? I don't ever know how to say this right. GSD's dog club.
yes,
GSD's.
I know. I get confused all the time, and I feel so bad about it.
Hi,
But yeah.
Britta. Okay, so this says this right here came out at 5:57 p.m. So around the same time. There's a 9-minute brief on that, so we'll watch this. This is from ABC News, and basically, I think it says almost the same thing that we just read, but I just want to make sure. Let's go over some of this because we haven't looked at very much of the coverage that's actually live.
Yeah.
You're in an RV spraying water on your roof because it's so hot? Is that what it is? GSD German Shepherd. Oh, you're
Oh,
so
yeah.
smart, Abellas. Ah, 6 months of Bellas. That's it. Aftermath. You're so
Hey, aftermath,
funny.
well done for supporting your wife.
Baby, thank you very much. I appreciate you so much.
Well, I supported myself earlier because Gardenbot took over my stream, so I wanted to thank him. So I supported myself earlier.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, lovely Katya is wrapped up like a little burrito on what, the right side?
Left side.
Left side, because she went to work, saw an extremely cute guy and passed out, fell on the
I wish.
floor in front of the bakery just so she could get attention from said cute guy, and then
Yeah.
ended up in the hospital today. All of
Yeah,
that
got
is
blue.
untrue except for the fact
The
that she
cute
did
guy.
pass out, fall, and got wrapped up like a burrito from the bakery. Are you
And
okay?
got blue lighted to her hospital on a gurney. Yay.
Oh my gosh. Britta says he's doing okay. He hasn't felt himself the last few days. He's still up and walking on his own. We went over to see him today. Oh, thank goodness for every day.
Yeah.
For every single day.
Yeah. But
Hugs to your pops, Britta.
definitely. But I am okay. I'm still alive-ish.
Aftermath said to tell you he's sorry. He tried not to let you see him, but you just kept on looking. Oh
Well,
lordy. Oh, let's watch this. Before it smells in here.
We have some breaking news here on ABC News Live Reports. I'm Alex Brachet in Washington. Right now, we are following news out of Idaho. Bryan Kohberger, accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, has accepted a plea deal. ABC News has confirmed that he has agreed to plead guilty to all counts. ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth is on the phone.
Look at them.
I know.
Oh my gosh, look at them.
They are absolutely gorgeous, the 4 of them.
How could I just don't know how. I mean, I've seen some of their live TikToks. I've seen some of their body cam footage where they were, partying and doing their things. Like, that could have been any one of us. It could have been any one of us in this world to be just doing our own thing, living our lives, living with our best friends, enjoying our boyfriends, enjoying our college days, and then some guy decide that he just is he going to tell us what the motive was?
Well, I don't think so. In my opinion, he's not gonna talk. He's just gonna say that he accepts the deal, and he's not gonna talk. He's not gonna say why. He's not gonna say anything. And just my opinion, I don't think he's gonna open his mouth about anything. Just gonna plead guilty, putting himself in prison for the rest of his life, and not do anything. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's gonna say anything.
Wow. Hi,
But
Maria. Welcome
hey,
in. I'm so
Maria.
glad you're here. You're happy for the families not having to go through trial, but apparently they aren't.
Well, the families are probably they want it because they know that he's guilty. Everyone knows he's guilty. Even himself knows he's guilty, and they wanted to face him. I think they wanted to face him the court. So
I don't know. That's just living with hate in your heart. I don't know if that's the case or not. Obviously, I can't speak for them. But I
yeah,
don't know how I would feel if somebody took the life of my son as a little bit older than this now. But how would I feel if somebody took the life of my son? Would I want to stand in front of the person that did it and break his neck? Absolutely.
yeah.
Would I
So
have the expectation of wanting the rest of my entire family to watch the bloody photos and the footage that they have of this person during before after, the murder of my child? No,
yeah,
probably not.
the thing is, I don't think this is gonna happen. But the thing is, the judge can deny the plea deal. The judge can literally say, no, this is not a good plea deal. This is not fair, and no, absolutely not. But I don't think that that's gonna happen. Um,
Thank you, Bellis. Thank you so much.
Velas, you yelled at my ear. That was I'm joking.
Southern Cats, how are you? How are you
Other cats,
doing?
hello, girl, hello. Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I hope they do, brother. I hope they do. Definitely. Um, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, girl. Okay, all right, here we go.
With us, she has been following this case from the beginning. And Kana, what details can you share with us about how this deal came together?
Yeah, Alex, I mean, this is simply a stunning turn of events in a case that has gripped this entire nation. Up until today, we were looking at an August 18th trial date with Bryan Kohberger's life on the line. What we know now from families who received a letter is that Bryan Kohberger has accepted a plea deal. In part of this plea deal, the defendant will plead guilty to all counts listed in the indictment. So that is 4 counts of murder as well as a burglary count as well. He will serve 4 life sentences consecutively with no possibility of parole. And the defendant will waive all rights to appeal this conviction as
Oh, that snide little smile. In my opinion, he just wanted to make them prove this. He wanted to find
Yeah,
out whether they could prove it or not.
and the thing is, they saw that they probably could, and but to be fair, for Ann Taylor, right, to get a deal for him, for him to let his client to accept the deal, it must be something. And Taylor must have believed that he was also guilty because otherwise she would not let his client take a plea deal.
I don't even know. I mean,
It's just my
officially
opinion. I
pleading.
mean, thinking about the because he has to go through the lawyer. The lawyer has to talk to the client about it. So, in my opinion, they have to. So for her to kind
Well,
of
the prosecutor sent out the deal. So, I mean, obviously, the defense said, okay,
I'll take to my
they did
client.
what they did. Yeah, they did what they did and
Yeah,
decided, okay, if he opts to this and says, yeah, we did it, let's take the death penalty off the table, and this is what we're willing to accept. And so, obviously, both sides have talked about it and decided that this was in the best interest, not only
yeah,
of Bryan Kohberger, if he deserved any best interest, but in the case itself because of the extensive amount of money they're having to pay the jurors to
yeah,
sequester them, moving from one county to another as it was, the different expenses that trials take in general. And then for the families, they're saying, as far as, prosecutors are just saying that this spares families the trauma and the delay associated with such a long trial. And of course, then the appeals after that.
Yeah, it will be years and years of appeals and thing in process. But I don't think Brian was thinking about that. He was just trying to save his own behind out of yeah.
I mean, but you've watched Ann Taylor throughout the time she's been assigned to this case. She has, in some ways, even though quietly and behind the scenes, Bryan Kohberger has helped lead his own defense. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he has helped her decide where they were going to go with this case.
Yeah.
I think he has to have control of. This is my opinion. I obviously wasn't there. None of us are in the room. Yeah, his defense had nothing. I agree with that.
I agree, but
Samantha,
I'm also
hi.
yeah, I know. She's saying that it's half 1 o'clock in the morning in the UK. Yeah, I am up. I'm always up. I don't sleep. Very sleep.
You're not crazy. So you read somewhere that he supposedly signed for the plea deal, and that 12 weeks of trial going. Yeah, this was slated to be a long ass trial.
I know. Man, I've been bouncing back and forth in terms of covering it or not. You guys know, everyone knows in my chat about
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
So Jenny says during sentencing, the judge could change his mind. Absolutely. Totally agree. He had to decide not to accept the plea deal. Surprise stream. It's so nice when you get one of those surprises, right? And YouTube actually sends the notifications out.
I
10
know.
10 away, 10 away.
So Maria,
Hi!
like you can
Allegedly, did you want to come up? We played your
allegedly.
video. We played your video. You're the reason I got out of bed, and then the girls were messaging me on Discord. I'm like, I gotta get up.
Yeah,
Gotta get
for allegedly you get out of bed. Me
No,
texting you and
I got out
nothing.
of bed. I didn't even get a text from you. Quit lying. I don't have no text on my phone. The poor DoorDash driver has gotten drugged through the mud. Yeah, it wasn't just you. It was a culmination of Rubber Ramona, Cindy allegedly speculating, and you, Katya, that everybody got me out of bed.
Okay, thank you for that shout out now. Thanks.
Hey, everyone. Oh my gosh. There we go. Let me put allegedly speculating's link in chat in case, or the live link in chat if anybody wants to come up. Maria says, it makes sense. I thought I was going crazy. Are you going crazy?
No, it's just because Maria was saying she couldn't see Roba's comment, but we were talking about Roba and putting on a stream on a screen, and now say we're doing dual stream.
Oh, the dual streaming,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna take yourself to the corner. That's right, Hannah. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
No, Hannah, come. No, don't go to the corner.
Well, it also sounds like they will be seeking some restitution for families. This is things like money for funeral expenses and victims' compensation. The next thing that's happening, Alex, is there will be a change of plea hearing, and that is this Wednesday, July 2nd. And so for some, this may be some finality.
That is a quick turnaround for the plea deal too.
That is very quick. I mean, they have to be quick because they are supposed to start jury selection soon. And hello, allegedly.
Hi, allegedly.
Hey, it's loud in here, but I'm about to walk up to where the geese are, so I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. Frankenstein's little brother.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I did never think about that till you just said it. Frankenstein's little brother. He does have a likeness. Hashtag free Hannah.
And some closure.
Hannah.
For others, you have to imagine, Alex, there are so many unanswered questions in this case, and I'm sure that there's fear that those questions will remain unanswered. But here we are after more than 2 years. The one and only suspect in the Idaho college murders case, the man who stood accused of murdering Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Ethan Chapin. His name is Bryan Kohberger, and he has accepted a plea deal.
Well, and listen, Kana, of all the trials, it feels like we've been keeping track of over the last several weeks. This was the one that we anticipated was at least going to have some sort of resolution later on in the year at the earliest. But for our viewers that are just kind of catching up, can you walk us through what the past several months have been like with this case?
It's been tumultuous. There has been filing after filing and pushback from the defense, initially trying to delay the trial.
Welcome in, Rose Ordros. Nice to see you.
Hello.
they had maintained their client's innocence this entire time. They wanted to have the death penalty taken off the table. They tried many times unsuccessfully for that to happen. In the meantime, this has been under a gag order. So people involved in this case have not been able to speak out about it, which is why so much of this case has been shrouded in secrecy. And we thought that it was going to go to trial in Moscow, and then it got moved down to Boise, and then it got pushed back yet again. And so here we are now, about a month before this trial was supposed to start, and we have learned that instead of a trial, there will be a plea deal.
And Kenna, do we know that in this plea deal, was there anything that was taken off the table? Was the death penalty taken off the table?
The death penalty is taken off the table. So exactly, in exchange for pleading guilty, the death penalty will be taken off the table. It's a pretty standard cut and dry plea deal. There weren't very many concessions, which you have to imagine there may have been families out there that wanted concessions like that.
Well, and the other thing is, because we just saw your interview earlier today with the friends of some of these victims. I don't know if you've had a chance to speak with them since this news, but for our viewers, how are they hoping to remember their best friends?
It's so important, after speaking with Emily Lant and Hunter Johnson, the two that were the first to arrive at that King Road home, that the world remember their friends for how they lived their lives and not for their last day, not for how they died. I had a chance to speak with Ethan Chapin's entire family as well, and their family motto is to live like Ethan. He was a beaming, bright ray of sunshine. All of these kids were really described in that manner, and that's what's the most important here, is that we remember these kids, we remember how they lived, and we don't lose sight of the families here. Maybe there's finality here, but they never get to wake up with their kids ever again.
It's such a sad thought.
I know, it is.
I don't want this to bring me down, because I truly am absolutely, one, I'm stunned, but two, I'm just so happy that this is going to put an end to this entire charade, because I do feel like in some ways, these four faces right here have been drugged all over from place to place. Like, we've made a documentary, we've got books coming out before the trial, we had all kinds of things, all kinds of media, and of course there was a gag order, so people had to guess about what was going on in certain cases. And then now look what they've done to the DoorDash driver. It's like, obviously there's a plea for, a cry for help in some of her areas and some of the things that she's had going on in her life, but it's like, this is a finality for them. People can finally start to grieve properly.
Yeah, I agree that, but I mean, the families are not happy. There's another family, Zaina's family just went to TMZ, and they were saying they are not happy at all about this.
Really?
Are they saying why, though? You're just saying they're not happy, but I'm not getting a why. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be
they're
shitty,
not
but
saying why either. So the TMZ article reads, I'm going to read because I have it on my phone. I don't have it on my computer. Say that the family of Zaina Kernodal, I hope I'm saying this correctly, is livid over the plea deal offered to accused murderer Bryan Kohberger, and they told prosecutors they had better not dare go through with. Kim Kernodal, Zaina's aunt, who was so furious she was in tears, tells TMZ prosecutors floated the idea of a plea deal a few days ago, and the family made it clear, no way. And then do you want me to carry on to read, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When we spoke with Kim, she was on a conference call with prosecutors. She says prosecutors told her the defense approached prosecutors with a deal, and the prosecution went along to spare the families the pain of a trial. Kim says that's ridiculous because at least two of the families, hers and the Gonzalez families, wanted Kohberger to face a jury. Kim says prosecutors were especially concerned that the families would have to see the gruesome crime scene photos of their loved ones, but she says, we know the graphics. They were not trying to spare us. Kim also says when her family got a call from prosecutors a few days ago about a deal, they were vague. Prosecutors never mentioned taking the death penalty off the table.
Yeah.
And that's the article.
I think that they're upset because they wanted him to be put to death for what he did, which I can understand,
And I do understand that, but if we're being factual, you have 12, well, you have however many people in the world that has seen this case. It was going to be hard to get it. Now, we always say this, it's going to be hard to get a jury. Not everyone watches YouTube, not everyone watches the news. Yes, they were probably going to be able to have a jury and be able to pull people in, but did we want to take a chance that he was going to plead, not guilty and get off?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if they see it that way, but a lot of people online thought that he was innocent. And I don't know everything about this case, but I'm interested to learn about it. That's why I was really glad to see you guys were live because I know you know a lot more about it than I do. What does this mean about all the evidence we just got? Like, I mean, evidently he's admitting that all of it was him, like the black hoodie, all the searches, all the things. What do you guys think about that?
And all of the evidence we haven't got because of the gag order.
Yeah, exactly. And we never probably will. Oh, well, we probably will, but probably not will as a trial form. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, there was a little bit of doubt here and there, but in my opinion, yes, absolutely, 100% they did. Yes.
Yeah.
Jenny, I agree with that. Maybe it is that it's, all this time and work, and now you're going to give him a plea deal. Like, no, my family's already been through hell. Just show the shit and get the man I want to see him in front of the firing squad. Let's go.
And I understand that that's the anger of the families, and they want justice, and yeah.
A name here. Our favorite subs are here too. Thank you. Allegedly, if you wanted to add your stream to it, you feel free to.
Well, I mean, I try not to do that so that you guys can get the views. So I'll probably I won't do that because I like for people to come see you guys and look at it on your channel. So I'm gonna drop a link though. When we get done, I'm gonna link it and let everybody know that I was up here with you guys talking about this.
Get that.
Because I think
Allegedly, I'm like 10 away from 1,000. I have never been so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm refreshing your page like every 5 seconds. Because I'm stopping.
Who's that lady with the cute southern accent? That's AS. Don't add an S, but sometimes she can't. No, I'm kidding.
Bella came up on panel today. She was awesome. I love her accent.
9 away?
Oh, 9 away! Yeah. No, I just saw it and I was like, 9 away.
Yeah. So yeah, I know in the grand scheme of everything, I think that there will be evidence that we see once the gag order is lifted, completely, all of this stuff settles in the end. The families are probably, if this is accepted, the families are still going to advocate for getting the word out there, letting everybody see who he really is, who he really was, where this case was leading, because some of these kids have been accused themselves. There's been crossover into, did this have something to do with the kids or their lifestyle? Did they do this to each other? Did they, were they lying about everything? What happened with Bethany? All of this stuff. So there's a lot of crossover into the negative after this is all said and done. Maybe the families just wanted to make sure you're going to clear my kids' names, and you're going to do it through court. You're going to do it through trial.
Well, hopefully that is part of the deal. If it is not part of the deal, we might not get that.
Don't eat 10 donuts. Jenny, that's not healthy for the skinniest person.
You know what? I'm going to sub with all my fake accounts, so Jen has the donuts.
You know what? I need to, all on my fake account. No, I don't have that many fake accounts. I got a troll account, but that's it. I might.
Oh, so sweet.
If I drop, I'll be right back. I'm going to try to go ahead and make a post letting everybody know that I'm here, and that might help.
A name here, I absolutely agree with you. Thank you, allegedly. I did see in a couple of different places that people did see he had likened himself to Ted Bundy. Now, did he liken himself to Ted Bundy in all the ways? Does that include the obsession with sexual content? Did he liken himself to Ted Bundy in that way also? Because Ted Bundy's reasoning for doing what he did was likened to, the what do you call it? What do you call that type of content that he was consuming? Not the sexual content, but the snuff films and the stuff like that. That he, is he alluding to that? It's so scary. No streaking and no stripping in the chat.
But Bellis is gonna eat 20, so
my goodness.
But
my
hi
goodness.
Jen, hello.
You can absolutely invite whoever you want to, Ava.
Yeah.
invite whoever you want to. Streaking is such a 70s thing. I love it. I'm old school at heart, that's for sure. Okay, so while we're waiting on allegedly, I want
I'm
to
back.
finish out this article. Welcome back.
Okay.
I want
It
to
didn't
finish
boot
out
me.
this article, but while that was happening, you know that Abellis is always watching your back, and there was another update from not
Oh,
only Bryan Kohberger, but there was an update for the manhunt for Travis Decker. And I know we've been following that for like the last 5 weeks. A lot of us follow your channel
mm.
for that. And so apparently there was a little news update tonight.
Please
Thank you
tell
for
me
that.
they caught him.
I wish if they'd have caught him, allegedly would be live.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see here. Let's see what's going on here. We do need more emojis. You're absolutely right.
I need to make more money.
What is going on here?
Yeah, I heard that I think Bella sent me an article saying that they didn't find his DNA on any of the things that they found in the woods. So I'm wondering if he was ever even there.
Oh my gosh. So the search for Travis Decker now stretched into a 5th week. Decker is accused of killing his 3 young daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. He's facing 3 counts of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. Investigators say his extensive military training could allow him to survive and remain hidden for an extended period, which you have talked extensively on. Agencies across the state are working on one of the largest manhunts in state history, and as the active search continues without any credible leads, deputies urge vigilance from residents. Let's see, a weird encounter before the murders. Last week, Decker's neighbor recalled a weird encounter he had with him before the murders. Ben, a longtime next door neighbor to the Decker family, told People that Decker had been an enthusiastic girl dad who took his daughters on camping trips. He noted that the girls loved him a lot and he loved them too. It was kind of weird. He had a sad face. He recalled seeing Decker on Friday, May the 30th, the day he picked up his daughters for a 3-hour visitation scheduled to begin at 5 p.m. Who was watering his lawn, told People that Decker looked noticeably different. He was skinny, long hair, and a beard. I said, "Is that you, Travis?" He recounted to People. Okay.
Mm.
What happened 20 minutes ago? What happened 20 minutes ago? Well, that is the article from 20 minutes ago. Okay. On
Yeah.
June 24th, the county sheriff's office said some search resources are being redirected to find and recover Decker if he died in the rugged wilderness during the search, adding that it's a possibility that increases every day. Then the mom spoke out. Okay. On Saturday, June 28th, a drive near Wine County Road and exit 82 called police saying a man matching Decker's description was seen. According to the Prosser Police Department, multiple agencies responded. They set up a containment zone and launched multiple resources, including a drone, to safely search for the man. The man who was seen in the area turned out not to be Travis. Oh, wow.
Yep. I
So they
found that
thought,
interesting.
go ahead.
I was just saying I found that interesting. I meant to read it today and I didn't, but it was some counties over or something that they had reported seeing him and the police closed in and it wasn't him, and that's what's really got that, and the DNA has really got me thinking that he was never even there. I think everything was staged. I think he left for Canada or Mexico way before the police were even onto him.
How do
Wow.
you think he accomplished that timeline without, with the girls' deaths and everything being discovered? How do you think he accomplished that timeline?
I think the girls died shortly after he got them, and he had all weekend basically to get ahead of them. But I don't know the vehicle situation, like unless he somehow obtained a vehicle. But I mean, again, in that area, if you think about people who have lake houses or like houses in that area that they just go to vacation at, if somebody's like, let's say over here on the East Coast, have they been to see if all their vehicles are there? Are we going to find out 6 months from now a vehicle's missing from a house where they just go to vacation and he took that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm like a little tinfoil hattish right now, but I don't know.
I
I
mean,
find it.
that's the only way to be. In some of these cases, we don't get any information. So,
Yeah,
What do they expect us to do?
Absolutely.
yeah,
I would be all tinfoil hattish about it too. So
yeah. Dang it.
I mean, there's just so many speculations, really, and about
sure.
that one.
I'm just reading here. I got one more article that that was sent to me. Oh, okay. So did you cover the Idaho gunman
No.
recently? Okay. So Bellis, thank you so much for sending me 8 more subs. Oh, you guys want them donuts. 80s music man, beyond gamer. So nice to see you in chat. How are you doing? People are speculating he could be the one doing the ambush near Coeur d'Alene. No way.
I've heard that. Now they arrested a 24-year-old for that, so I think that personally, I think it's been debunked. But anything's possible.
It is possible.
True.
You're coming in the shower with the Bellis, everybody. Don't slip, don't fall. Hot water's on. Make sure you turn the fan on and leave a little towel on the floor so we don't fly.
Don't use my loofah.
Don't you touch my soap. It's brand new. Okay, so let's catch up with this video right here. It's very short. It's probably going to be an ad. Yep. Oh, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Oh,
I ain't heard that song in forever.
Oh
it's an
man.
amazing song. And the knitting, and somebody knows that allegedly is here, crocheting in there.
Oh, yeah. That ad was geared towards me. I'm working on blankets now, several at
Oh,
once.
this is just a procession to honor the firefighter. Okay.
So, if we go back to Bryan for a minute, like, do you remember what evidence was released recently?
I remember what we talked about, which evidence was released. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing this picture right here.
Oh, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, you're okay. I don't know a
it's
lot
okay.
about that. I don't know a lot about this, so I'm gonna have to look that up right there.
I'm curious as to what, because I'm thinking why now? Why after that evidence was recently released is he taking this plea deal? I think he feels like they got the nail in the coffin with that evidence.
I think the latest one that I heard about was a DoorDash person that saw him.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last one that I hear about an evidence coming out that was coming out in the trial, because there's been a lot of already evidence talked about, even on the documentary of Dateline talking about this. But the DoorDash witness, I think, is the latest one that has been the biggest.
Okay.
Maria, thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. You're so supportive. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
That was so sweet.
It was so sweet. Thank you so much. Hi, Hio.
Maria,
Here are
thank you.
our favorite subs. Our favorite subs. Our favorite. All of us are together. We haven't been together in a long time.
I
You have a
know.
water spray bottle beside you so you can spray to cool down. It's that hot here tonight. It is hot in Texas. I know. You really think the DoorDash driver is what broke it? So the knife and sheath purchases that he made, they showed the online purchases of the knife and the sheath in the months before the murders. That was the K-bar sheath that matched the blade that was used in the crime. That was one thing that we talked about on our live stream a couple of months back. Then the DNA on the sheath, that's the biggest smoking gun that they had so far. It was found on a knife sheath that was recovered near one of the victims, under near Maddie. And so they used both direct DNA comparison and genetic genealogy, and that was where they came across that what was it, the little kit you use to send in your DNA. One of the family members had done that, so they had done the genetic genealogy tracing. Yeah, so they traced that back to familial matches that confirmed that it belonged to him. And then investigators have tied his cell phone to the towers near at the night of the murders, near November 13th. And then the surveillance showed a vehicle matching the white Elantra, which we talked about most of this. And then the last thing that we had most recently was the eyewitness account, which was the DoorDash driver and a surviving roommate which is Bethany, right?
Yeah.
Reporting to have seen him, a masked man, describing an athletically built, bushy eyebrowed guy leaving the home around the time of the murders.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they say there's a couple of reasons. The key defense motion is suppressing evidence and introducing alternative suspect theories didn't pan out. It failed. They wanted to introduce alternative suspect. What's the idea? If Bryan didn't do it, then who did it, right? We talked
Right.
about that in the live that you and I did too. It leaves a little tiny bit of wiggle room if they hadn't got a direct eyewitness to say,
True.
no, this is the guy I saw. This is who I saw, regardless of her credibility, which they really, really tried to debunk her credibility. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if they
They were
started a
gonna
smear
go
campaign
like
against
really.
this girl.
Yeah, they were gonna go like after her, like there was no tomorrow. Absolutely, but
Right. So that's why I'm like, I mean, her credibility was kind of questionable to begin with. So it's like, why did he all of a sudden take a plea deal when her credibility was like already kind of questionable?
Well,
I
if you
don't
look
know.
at it from the law aspect, from a prosecutor aspect of it, if you get a guilty verdict with no chance of appeal, you've already won. That's like years of legal battles, years of
Yeah.
appeals, years of studies, and like you've already won the battle at that point.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think that it spares his life. I think if we're being factual as a human being, I don't know, would I rather take a plea deal because if the evidence is stacked up against me enough that I know that I'm not going to get out of it, do I go to court, do all of this, or do I and then take a chance of them pointing guns in my face and that's how I'm going to die? Or do I take control of the situation and say, okay, if I say I did it, will you let me live?
True.
yeah.
And that's just my opinion, though. I don't think like a criminal. I don't think, but maybe I do. I don't know, right? I don't know.
Well, I do not speak English.
Well, I mean, I
Forensic
don't.
genealogy is awesome. You think so? I think it was a little invasive if you get into the politics of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be careful. Okay, so I find that interesting. There is going to be a hearing. I'm sure you've already talked about it. July 2nd or something.
Yeah.
They're going to go over the terms, so that's going to be interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
I might
think it
have
was a
to
denial of
check.
alternative perpetrator. Yeah, it's a possibility that there was nobody else to blame. You
Yeah,
can't blame the kids. They're gone already. You can't blame the surviving roommate. There's nothing to suggest that she did it. You can't possibly blame the rest of the fraternities. There was no
Absolutely, yeah.
suggestion that they did it. I mean, they've tried to prove it one way, uh, one way to the next. William says hi, allegedly speculating.
Hi, William. How are you? My geese are being loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that leads to the other part of that. Is he ever going to be able to put in a general population setting without being targeted?
Yeah.
Probably.
You
You-
think probably?
I
I
think
mean,
so because he didn't hurt a child. But that's just my thought. What do you think, Katya?
I think he is gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna do very well where he's gonna go in prison. He might not stay in Idaho though. I think he might be out of state, like at the prisoners.
I think he'll be extorted for his fame.
Oh
I do
yeah,
too, Lois.
but
I
he's
think
gonna
he'll
be that
extorted for his fame.
everywhere. But I don't think he's gonna stay in Idaho though. I don't think so.
I think
You're
I
welcome,
think
Lois.
that he'll be. Yeah, I think that they'll like him because he has a lot of knowledge of the law, and they know that already.
Oh yeah. Then there's the crazy fans that still support him. That they are gonna, support him with the commissary and everything. So
Yeah.
he's set there.
Yep.
That makes sense as
wherever
well.
he
He'll
goes.
probably end up in Gen Pop because there's limited room in protective custody. That makes
Yeah.
sense too. He's also, to me, obviously, I've just seen very little on his true personality. We don't know him, obviously, so I find him to be a little intimidating. Just the way he stares, like I just find him to be a little intimidating. To be like not to be one to be pushed around, if that makes sense. Not that he's like strong and mean and that kind of stuff, but I just find him to be a little intimidating. I don't know. It's a tinfoil hat thing, I'm sure, but I find him to be a little intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. He's intimidating, especially considering what he's accused of and agreed that he did just now. So,
And by
Absolutely.
himself, 4 people
yeah,
in like one after the other in such a short time frame that they've listed.
that's
You
true.
have
I didn't
that?
even think about it.
Oh no. Sometimes, Jenny Jen says, sometimes there's settlement conflicts behind the scenes. Both sides meet separately with a neutral judge, go over strengths and weaknesses of the case. Agreed, Jenny.
Yeah.
Quiet, seething anger. Yeah, very dangerous. It's the ones who have, okay, so my
Mm.
dad used to say to me when I was younger, it's the ones who have nothing to lose that you need to fear the most. It's the
Yep.
ones who show that they don't give a shit. Those are the ones that are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Maria he's scared. I think until certain point he thought he was gonna get away with it, but probably the DoorDash and the denial of other perpetrators, like Hannah was saying, it was the English and the expression the nail in the coffin for him
Yeah.
and to plead guilty and change his mind and just get life.
Yeah.
The quiet one. Yeah, it's a quiet one. So why do you think he left the one girl alive, Rubber says? What's your theory on that?
Probably because he did not have the chance to do anything. Not
I
that he
think
wanted to leave any witnesses, or probably he saw that she was so out of it that probably she wouldn't think she would recall anything. Because it's not that dumb.
I
What do you
think
think,
that
Linda?
I think that I think he's like, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I think it was like, I'm going to leave one alive to tell the tale, to always remember what happened here tonight. And like, so he would have the, like, he would kind of get off on knowing that, he scared the shit out of her and he let her live and she will always have that fear. He will always have that over her kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
I mean, it does
Yeah.
in some ways. I'll be honest with you. My thought process is that he didn't see her. Flat out,
Mhm.
he didn't even see her. I
Could
don't think
be,
he saw
yeah.
it all. I mean, he maybe he did. Maybe I'm like,
And maybe he did,
maybe
and
I'm
then
giving him
maybe
too much credit,
she
but
was intoxicated. He thought, "Oh, okay, she's gonna get destroyed in the stand and everything." But I think this latest evidence, the DoorDash, and the denial of the other, and the denial of the continuance of the trial as well, because let's not forget that the Ann Taylor tried to delay this trial once again, and it was denied. And I think all of that was a combination for them to just maybe no, if there's a possibility, let's go for a deal.
I
a
just,
lot of your chatters are saying that maybe he was just too tired to do it, to get it done.
Yeah,
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 I think
I
that's a
think so.
possibility too. I mean, I'm just so perplexed because it was like, like half of the people who talked about it believe he was innocent. And he had the whole autism thing going on. I don't understand why he took the plea deal. I'm glad he did, but I just don't understand it quite yet.
But
Hi,
I mean,
it's
is
me
this
from
still?
Cindy from sunny from South Carolina now. I'm moving you states. I love that little. If only you knew. I love that little
Ah,
symbol you have going on there. I didn't mean to interrupt
Yeah.
you. TC.
it's okay. But I mean, there's still a possibility that this is all a ruse. That I mean, there's a possibility that that he will change his mind of not taking the plea deal, that the judge will deny. There's still that possibility.
Oh God!
Four
Really?
more, four more.
You guys. Oh, I'm so excited. That is so exciting. I don't know why. I'm just so excited about. I don't know. I'm just so excited to hit my first 1,000. Oh, your symbol. Yeah, I see that. I love that. Allegedly speculating William agrees with you. The first time you saw his eyes, your gut said that he was guilty, and I'm here.
Mm.
Like I said, I do find him intimidating in some ways. I don't find him to be. Now, I know there's controversy behind this too. A lot of people have called him an incel. I don't find him to be incel material, but that's just based on the studies that
But
allegedly and I
incel
did.
for what?
Because they said he, involuntarily celibate, meaning that he couldn't get the girls, like a Elliot Rodger
Yeah.
type situation. I've seen a lot of times people have compared it to that. I don't find it to be that way. I believe he was socially capable. He has had girlfriends in the past. He's went on dates in the past. Just because you're awkward doesn't mean that you're, an incel. So I
Yeah.
don't think it has anything to do with that. I have seen that said, he was mad because he had Instagram. He tried to follow some of the girls on Instagram, and if you have an Instagram, you can see that there are requests. Sometimes they go in a little like lost pile in your messages behind the scenes, and they're
Yeah.
like called hidden requests, and some of them were apparently found there, which means the girls never engaged, possibly never engaged with him, and that was what brought that up. Is he was just really mad because they were really pretty and he liked them a lot and he wanted to engage with them, and they didn't, so he felt slighted. I don't know that I find that that's the case. That's just my opinion, though. But that
Mm.
is, I have heard the story.
Oh, 3. By the way. See you.
Don't play with me.
No, I'm not playing. Sorry, I told you I
Oh,
was stalking. Stalking. I am stalking.
I'm getting all stuffy over here in the fan. The way he walked and stared down the camera was Bundy-ish. No, Bundy is not alive. Somebody just said that. He was.
Mm.
Yeah,
He
he
had
was.
an obsession with him, with Bundy. I mean, he did search a lot. His Google searches,
So it's not new
were
evidence. It's not new evidence. He has flipped and decided that the prosecution sent out a letter to the families. He has decided that he is going to plead guilty to murdering the 4 University of Idaho students as part of a deal with the prosecutors to avoid the death penalty. An attorney for one of the victims let that leak on Monday. Shannon Gray, she's the attorney representing the family of Kaylee Gonsalves,
2.
confirmed. Huh?
You're 2 away.
Oh, I said, huh?
Uh,
Confirmed that prosecutors informed the families of the deal by email and a letter earlier in the day, and that his clients were very upset about it, as you stated, Katya. It says, "We're beyond furious at the state of Idaho." Gonzalez family wrote in a Facebook post, "They have failed us. Give us some time. This was very unexpected." A change of plea hearing is set for Wednesday, but the families have asked prosecutors to delay it to give them more time to travel to Boise. Kohberger's trial was originally set for
yeah.
August. He's 30 now, right? And so he's accused of stabbing Gonsalves, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, Santa Coronel, and Madison Mogan at the rental home near the campus in Moscow, Idaho, in November of 2022. The autopsy showed the 4 were likely asleep when they were attacked. There's been some,
There have
you
been
know,
a lot of speculation.
controversy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them had defensive wounds. Each of them were stabbed multiple times. Kohberger was a criminal justice graduate student at Washington State University. He was arrested in Pennsylvania a couple of weeks after the killings, and the investigators said that they matched his DNA to genetic material recovered from a knife sheath that was found at the crime scene. And it says in a court filing, his lawyer said Kohberger was on a long drive by himself around the time the 4 were killed. The killings, I did not know that was a farming community. Why am I so stuffy all of a sudden? Goodness.
You're excited.
I'm excited, but the fan in here is blowing around dust or something. It's a farming community with just about 25,000 people, which hadn't had a homicide in about 5 years. The trial was moved from the rural northern Idaho to Boise after the defense was worried about Kohberger being able to get a fair trial in the county where it happened. In the letters to the families obtained by ABC News, prosecutors said Kohberger's lawyers approached them seeking to reach a plea deal. The prosecutors said that they met with available family members last week before deciding to make Kohberger an offer. This resolution is our sincerest attempt to seek justice for your family, the letter said. This agreement ensures that the defendant will be convicted, will spend the rest of his life in prison, and will not be able to put you and the other families through the uncertainty of decades of post conviction appeals. Your viewpoints weighed heavily in our decision making process, and we hope that you may come to appreciate why we believe this resolution is in the best interest
Yeah.
of justice.
Not just the appeals, but also the parole hearings and all those heartaches every so often
Right.
whenever you would be eligible for it. I mean, it would have to not that you ever forget. You never forget a loss of a child. I speak
Never.
for experience, never.
Yeah.
And yeah, but still would be a horrible thing to go through.
It's interesting to me that they said, we hope you can come to understand why we did this, because that tells me that they knew they were going to be pissed off about it.
I don't think that there's any winners, right?
No,
There's no way
there's
that they
never
could make the
winners.
family happy. There's no way.
Yeah.
It says in Idaho, judges may reject the plea agreements, though which moves are very rare. If a judge rejects a plea agreement, the defendant is allowed to withdraw the guilty plea. So therefore, he'll probably go back to the stage of, well, I didn't do it then. You don't want to honor my wishes, then I didn't do it. So then they'll have to make the prosecutors prove their
Yeah,
case
but
again.
then that's the thing that I'm thinking, right? So if he reduces that, right? If the judge denies the plea, right? And then he takes the guilty plea out, says he's not guilty, BK, Bryan Kohberger. Will the trial be delayed again? Do you think that this could be then a tactic of them to delay the trial one way? Because there's don't know if they're gonna, because they can remove the plea, the plea still before Wednesday, before this on a record, or the judge can deny, and that inevitably will delay the trial yet again.
I didn't even think about that. Maybe.
I mean,
Because
what are the
that's a
chances that
possibility.
that this judge, who's already, in my opinion, from all of the things that we've seen, who's practically over it already, like
Yeah.
let's just get the show on the road, is going to be like, no, I'm not going to accept that because the families don't appreciate it. Or yes, I'm going to accept that because, I mean, let's think about it. The families are grieving, so their thought processes might be jaded. So yes, I'm going to accept it. Let's close this chapter out so that everybody can start healing. So it's hard to say which way, because we can't all. I mean, a judge is a judge for a reason. It's hard to think on their behalf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
If
think he
the
would
judge
deny it.
denies it, he might want the fame. That's a possibility too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But no chance on appeal, and then the families can start grieving. I understand their anger. I do
Yeah,
completely understand their anger.
I absolutely agree.
It says
Yeah.
earlier Monday, a Pennsylvania judge had ordered that 3 people whose testimony was requested by defense attorneys would have to travel to Idaho to appear at Kohberger's trial. The defense's
Yeah.
subpoenas were granted. So it was a boxing trainer who knew Kohberger as a teenager, a childhood acquaintance of Kohberger's, and a third man whose significance has not been explained. So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll get that once the gag orders lifted from the attorneys and the investigators. Then maybe they'll start talking publicly about the investigation. I bet there's shit we don't know.
Oh, I
Oh
know there
yeah.
is, and I want to
Oh,
know
there
what.
is. You
I
know
want to
that
know.
this is gonna be like still a very big thing for a very long time, and you know the family can come out and talk, because if you saw the Dateline episode, there was a lot of stuff they said like they could not discuss because of the pending trial and everything. Now that if he takes the plea, it's full gates open, if it's full on, and
Yeah.
you know everyone can talk. There's not going to be no gag orders, no nothing that can stop.
I don't know. I kind of felt the same way. I kind of felt the same way whenever we used to talk about the Delphi stuff. We just thought there was so much. There's so much. We're going to learn so much. And there has been stuff that we've learned, but I don't know. Allegedly, what do you think? Has there been like this smoking gun moment where we were like, oh, he's definitively guilty or definitively innocent? There hasn't been.
No.
But the thing
When the body cam came out with Richard Allen, or there was a couple of times that I saw some things, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe he is guilty, but for the most part, I always felt he was innocent, and I've never really changed my mind.
Right. Right. I think the people. I'm so excited. We're at
I know.
998. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. I have no words. I know that a lot of my subs come from both TCA and allegedly speculating, and to build a community between creators that are, I don't know. You guys have such great respect from me. I'm
Of
so
course.
Aw.
insanely grateful for every sub that comes from your chats, every sub that comes here and decides to stay, everybody that comes to listen to me just jab my jaws for over an hour at a time. I'm just so grateful. So I
Hey,
appreciate that.
I'm grateful too.
So what else do we have? Is that where we're standing on this? We're just gonna wait and see if, a stream on July the
The
3rd?
sec-
The
it's
2nd.
the second.
Second.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if I'll be able to stream that because if it's too late in the evening, I probably won't. So I'll come check it out on one of you guys.
I'm gonna for sure, one way or another. I am for sure gonna be streaming that, no matter what time it is. I don't care.
So
Yeah.
what
Stefan,
before go ahead.
Stefan's due in court tomorrow. Well, they're having a hearing tomorrow, so I'm
Yes.
gonna stream that. It's at 1:30 p.m. So it's like right when I start my show, but I don't know if it'll be televised. I think it's to hear the joint motion to continue, or the judge is going to tell us what he decided on the suppression motions.
Yeah. Ugh.
CEO,
That's a whole other thing.
CEO,
What?
1K.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
1K.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Don't do it. Don't cry.
Oh, don't cry.
I'm such a baby. Oh, yay. I don't have any like celebratory okay, I'll say thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy too. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank you so very much. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So that being said, and I've been waiting to say it because I wasn't sure, I'm gonna do a revamp of my intro because YouTube kind of says, does Heosandra Firelight really scream true crime? No, it doesn't. So I am going to be taking a poll on my page and asking everybody to reach out and give me some ideas on a name change for the whatever name the channel will be with Heosandra Firelight that screams true crime. And so I'm excited. I just said I wasn't going to do it until I hit 1K because nobody cares, right? Nobody cares who you are before you hit 1K, to be honest with you. So I'm super excited. 10
Hey,
donuts!
Jenny. Yes, Jenny, you need to eat
Pixar
the
didn't
donut.
happen. Pixar didn't happen. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a little road the last couple of months, like just even being able to get on and be consistent, which is my goal, is the consistency, because I want to be here for you guys. Don't streak through the chat. We all just got out of the shower, so at least I know your butt's clean.
Lord have mercy.
Man, I hope the judge they gives them some
Thank
time
you,
and
Maria.
for the family to get to talk about it, to
Yeah,
do
I
their
don't.
victim impact statements. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I don't think they're really happy about this. I think they wanted to see him put to death, which I get.
Well, to
I
be fair, I
mean,
don't blame them. I probably would be the same, Yes.
yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, when does grief take over the mentality of what should be right and wrong? Not that I'm saying that that we should give him any grace. If he is saying he's guilty, he copped to it. He's guilty, and when people tell you who they are, you try to take them seriously, right? Try to take them at their word. But
Yeah.
when does grief become revenge?
Oh, I have no doubt they wanted revenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like every tooth and nail. It's like, I mean, even like talking about Seth Jackson, and seeing that clip that I had in that video of his dad, how many years? It's been like 15 years later, and he's still in that clip 15 years later, like, I want to kill the bitch. No, I want to torture her and like forever. And I would enjoy every second of it. I mean, it's just, apparent sorrow.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Like
A
so,
parent's sorrow will never get over it, no matter if he
Right.
pleads guilty or not. I will still rejoice if I was one of the parents of the victims. I will still rejoice whenever that guy is not alive anymore, and the fact that he's never gonna see the light of day, I would still be happy. Probably wouldn't want him to see not being alive anymore. Yeah, but
Yeah.
oh, Katya, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. Congrats to all of you. I'm so excited.
I just don't do it more because I'm literally buying a house. So
I know. Congratulations on that. Plus, you saw the cute guy in the bakery and fell out, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
So now you have a
So,
hospital bill. Cindy.
oh no, we don't pay for hospital here. They out. Do you think I'm in the US? Hospital is free in the UK.
Well, good. You could have kept that grift going, girl. We could have
hell
went over
no.
there and kept up and got you like $1,000 to pay for hospital bills you don't have. Somebody would have caught on. Cindy
Ah
from
man, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm an honest person, man. You know that.
Cindy from sunny South Florida. Thank you very much. Congratulations on
Yay,
1K.
Cindy,
Thank you
thank
for
you
the
for
$20.
that.
That was so awesome. You guys are so amazing.
Thank you for supporting our girl, guys. I'm so happy for you, Zio. You know
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna leave my mark after we end because I'm dealing with geese. I'm trying to milk the goats. There's a fox that got 2 of the chickens last night, so I'm really scared for the geese.
Oh,
No.
girl. But you're putting those. Did they get them through the pen?
Well, okay, so like what happened was my landlord's husband. There's a front door to the coop, and then there's like the nesting box door where they get the eggs. And he left the nesting box door open, but there is a fence around it, and it's like the same holes as my garden fence. Okay, but the chicken coop, I mean, my geese coop has chicken wire all over it. But like, if it got into where the chickens are and it went through the fence, the fox could go through the fence and be in the garden, but I don't think he can get in the coop. And so I'm like trying to make sure everything's good with them because one of my geese dies, I'm gonna like be
Of
inconsolable.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Hi, Joy. Thank you for coming in. If you're just now
Joy!
getting here, we're here because, well, 2 things. I'm celebrating my 1K. I'm so excited. Thank you. And then we're also talking about how Bryan Kohberger has opted to take a plea deal, and we're waiting to hear what happens. You need a baby of ASA and all of that? I definitely can make that happen for you.
Oh, really?
I can make that happen. I'm trying to get her. I'm gonna write her a little script of something, or have her say something funny more often because she's so. We have to be so serious in true
I'm a
crime. So,
Yeah, I'm a very
Serious?
serious person. I'm
Where
not
am
real
I
funny.
serious?
well, Katya, I made a baby of you, and it's the cutest thing in the whole freaking world. But that
Show.
baby looks so absolutely serious.
Oh,
Show it.
Anybody who hasn't seen it, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
This baby looks absolutely serious as hell. In the meantime, okay, so some of the reasons that we were talking about why the family would want to opt out of this plea deal. So you have the public truth side of it, right?
Mm.
The trial exposes all of the evidence, cross examination, the witness testimony, the expert analysis. That's where the full story comes out, right? And a plea avoids that. So the need for the public truth, I see that. Closure equals answers for some families. I think allegedly probably would be more apt to be on that side of things as opposed to where I'm at. Like I said, when does grief become revenge? But you're more of a closure equals answers type gal. I don't know. Where do you stand with that, TCA?
Sorry, I was reading
Oh,
Maria's. Sorry.
Maria, you're so
the way
tell
he
your
said
son
that was
thank
so
you.
funny.
So excited. He told me this is from him. Oh, let me say thank you properly, and then we'll move on to TCA's answer. Thank you so much, the little guardians. How old is this guardian, Maria? Oh, thank you so much. Is this a like baby Maria or like middle?
I think
My
it's middle.
my 24-year-old is still my baby, so
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
ooh. Oh, the baby is 8. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you,
oh,
little Aaron, so much. I appreciate you so much for being so supportive. If you have a channel and you're gaming, Aaron, let me know. I will send people over to watch your gaming channel. Let's see. Now,
So what am I answering?
so I'm just wondering, so are you a closure equals answers type person that you believe that only a trial will uncover all of the truth and what happened and why? Or do you think that, grief is, has brought them to a place where they feel revengeful and just want to see this man dead?
In my opinion and in my experience, if it was me in their position, I would just want to see him dead. I would not want to not even being in a case.
You're just like, let me do it myself.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
I wouldn't want him having the possibility of being alive, because being alive, my kid, my family member, whoever. So, you know, no.
Dile a tu hijo muchas gracias al lado mío. Mil gracias por
Um,
aportar bien. Tiene 8 años, pobrecito, porque está aportando bien. Aporta bien mal. You came here instead of watching Lori, Dave. Oh my goodness!
I
know
want to watch that interview, man. Check back, check.
Yeah, apoyarme, aportarme bien.
You behave
Oh.
never.
Oh my goodness. So then you have like the moral and the philosophical part, right? Some families believe in the death penalty and see it as justice that's proportionate to the crime, right?
Yeah, that would be me. Like, the thought of him dying of old age in jail would kill me. Like, if he hurt one of my children, or you know, I mean, anybody that I personally knew and cared for and loved, hell no. Like, no. I want to see you take your last breath. I don't want you to die in jail or prison of old age and get all your commissary and all your little books and all your little root beer barrels and all the bullshit. No.
Right.
I want to
So,
watch you
Yeah,
take your last breath.
so you're
exactly.
saying
I want him to pay
sparing
for
his
his.
life feels like betrayal of the loss that they suffered. So it's more
Yeah.
like a betrayal on the side of, yeah,
Yeah.
I
To
can
me,
see.
I believe you, and if the system, any system, and I'm not just talking about US, I'm talking worldwide. And I believe that if you unalive someone, you should go the same way that you unalived. That
Yeah.
should be your penalty. No other way. Not a parole, no life in prison. You should go out the same way you did.
Yeah.
It's
Yep. I'm
interesting.
with you.
That's my opinion. But
Yes.
sadly, it's not the way it works.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna leave that to you, TCA, if you're gonna cover that.
Get
You're
the
gonna end up
count.
streaming all the way in the morning. Back to here, you were on your iPad. Yeah, I did. I got the 1,000. I'm so excited. So before I show you baby TCA and baby allegedly speculating, so with no trials, victims can't speak through the justice system, right? They aren't remembered in any of the testimony or any of the closing arguments. So it can feel like maybe the state made a deal behind closed doors with their children's memories as the bargaining chip. So I do see that, because they're being told that this is going to happen, and hopefully you'll be able to understand, and hope so. I understand. I'm coming around to your guys' side. I can see that. It's probably a little less of a revenge thing and more of a slight. If they probably feel slighted.
Also, before you do show another news in terms of true crime, Barry Morphew has a hearing on the 1st of July. For me, it's today, but for you guys, it's tomorrow. 1st of July, 1:30 p.m. Colorado time. Come by the True Crime Addict 8 channel. We're going to be live streaming that.
Very good. Mods,
Heck
would you
yeah.
please drop Kathy's link and allegedly's link? No, so before we just come off of the Bryan Kohberger stuff, we're going to end it out with Katya and baby allegedly. No outcome is ever going to be good enough, even if it ends with the killer's freedom permanently taken away. There's no outcome that's going to be good enough. So making the perpetrator suffer and not protect. I mean, to me, it's suffering. Not protecting society and not honoring the victims. One of the two things is going to happen.
Yeah.
One of the two things. So there's a demand for death, not just as a punishment, but as an emotional payoff in grief. But like I said, it probably feels like a slight to the family. That's just my opinion. But I'm excited to see that this is actually moving forward. That there's something going to happen. That there's some end for these families.
Yeah.
There's some way that this is going to go. We're going to, no matter what. There's nobody's going to be happy.
Oh no one is ever happy about anything. Look at, I'm sorry to say, look at the Karen Reed situation. People are still fighting over it, so people are still not happy about that.
Look,
is that baby not the most serious baby you've ever seen?
that is so cute.
There is nothing about that baby that is not serious. Let's see here, and I want to have allegedly's over here somewhere. Oh goodness, I almost went to somebody allegedly. In my opinion, what was that about? I don't even.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
No,
Oh,
I
yes.
think think I'll skip it. I think you had a post about this one. Oh, anybody who has not seen it too, after we watch this, if you have not been over to Allegedly Speculating to watch her, to see her post about her canning, just make sure we encourage her to send all of that my way. I've been waiting for that all season. And you can go through some of her members' live videos. It's just the cutest freaking thing watching these geese. They've actually grown up right before our little eyes.
Yeah, they're so
And
big.
rather quickly too.
I just pulled a bunch of more cucumbers and tomatoes out, and the cucumbers actually were like they're right this time. So I figured out how to do cucumbers finally. How to do pickles.
I'm so excited. They're going to be on their way to Texas. I just know it. Okay, let's watch this. Watch baby TCA and how serious she takes her true crime.
Oh, good morning, everybody. It is True Crime Addict here. Today is Sunday. Just thought of doing a small little video of welcoming everybody in. We've had so many new members lately. Hello.
That baby is so serious about life.
I love it.
No.
We'll watch it one more time.
Oh, good morning, everybody. It is True Crime Addict here. Today is Sunday. Just thought of doing a small little video of welcoming everybody in. We've had so many new members lately.
That is so cute.
That baby speaks 7 languages.
That's one good of a baby. Wow.
Yeah.
One smart baby. Look, this is another smart baby. Hold on. You got to say it.
Hold on just a minute.
I love it. I love it.
So, I'm working on everything. Just wanted to let y'all know that I have been really busy working on everything. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Am I the asshole? That's what it stands for. Am I the asshole? Okay. Wow.
That's so funny.
It's so cute.
She says tender. Look at her surprised face. And for anybody who doesn't know, that is AS. That is AS in baby form. Like
yes.
Down
That's
to a
so
T.
cute.
Down to the T-shirt.
Yeah.
So
I'm working on everything. Just wanted to let y'all know that I have been really busy working on everything. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Tinder. Am I the asshole? That's what it stands for. Am I the asshole? Okay. Wow.
Hold on just a minute. She's cracking the case.
that really gets me fired up every
Oh,
single
that
time.
was great.
We did
Yeah, it's
hit
funny.
1K subscribers, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you. And all like the road is long. We're not through. Like that's just the start of it. I'm so excited.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
do this-
for you.
Do
I'm
this
very
is awesome.
happy for you.
I'm happy for you. You've grown. You haven't even had your channel a year. A year.
Who, me?
And have no, allegedly.
We've all grown.
She's grown her channel to over 13,000 subscribers, 13 and a half, if I'm being honest with you. 13,000 subscribers in a short period. 10 months, 9 months?
I think I started in August.
I haven't joined myself. Maybe that's the problem. I've subbed, but I didn't join my own channel. And TCA, you hit your 1,000 in April on the day of your birthday, right?
I know.
And
Yeah,
you've
that was
grown
the
from
best
there.
birthday present ever.
You've grown from there. Ladies, thank you both for joining me tonight. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out. All of the latest breaking news and stuff is always on one of the 3 channels. And we're supportive of each other 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Anything else you ladies want to talk about before we end it out?
I can't think of anything right now.
I only
think of
think that it's
anything.
almost 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm still up.
Oh, you need to
Ooh.
go to bed.
Yeah, you need to go to bed. You
I'm
need
about to go to
cut it.
You need
All
to
right.
cut it.
Thank you guys. As always, thank you for hanging with EO.
up.